Yo, what's up, guys? Holding Alice with you. Here bringing you vermilion review, episode 10. Before I get into this review, I just gotta state, like, I like to usually go in order, but today I'm not. Let's just talk about that ending, as you see in the thumbnail. It was stated in this episode that Yuri's father, the leader of Chaos, has another daughter. And as you see in the thumbnail, her name is Mitsuki, and he's begging her for help. And you see in her facial expression, she has like a melancholy facial expression, like basically she doesn't know, like not basically she doesn't know, but more like a face of you can't really read her, like she has no emotion in her face, and she doesn't care about this at all, or whatever's going down with these people. And you know, these groups, like she doesn't really care. And it's funny how like every 10 episodes end and now we get this character and it's like, you have another daughter? Nani? Say what? Like it's just weird. And the fact that he's like down on his knees begging her is like, okay, you treat your other daughter Yuri like junk, yet you worshiping this daughter. Is like, huh? But yeah. Again, and I can't stress it enough, I still gotta state my prediction that I believe this guy either had an affair with Shihiro's mother, or he had like a super huge crush on her. Because, you know, last episode we got Shihiro's flashback of what happened between him and his father. And his father states, you know, to himself out loud, come home. And he's talking to his wife, but she's not home. She ditched them all the time, and she stood at the workplace, which is kind of suspicious. You being a married woman with a husband and a child at home, yeah, you always in the office with another guy. I mean, we humans, we make mistakes. I'm not trying to, you know, say what she did. If she did do something wrong, bad, I'm just saying, like, I believe she did, you know, have an affair with the doctor, or maybe the doctor just had a super huge crush on her and he wanted one. Either or. But something is connecting those two. Something more than just work. But, yeah, and I wouldn't really be surprised if this daughter is either a daughter that Shihiro's mom had that was, like, kept hidden from everybody and only them two knew. Or maybe Yuri's dad created her from the DNA of his own and hers. Because we do know they're doctors. And they have experimented on machinery and other words and stuff like that, and transforming people from other world over. So, who's not to say that they have also equipment to clone people or create people? So, not to mention, he's looking pretty desperately for this lady, which is Shihiro's mother, and it's like, I understand that she was a colleague / close friend and someone who you work with, but he's trying a little bit too hard to find her. So that makes me very suspicious. That's why I keep saying and believing that something happened between them. If not relationship-wise or sexually-wise, somehow they're like, besides like, you know, we got last episode that, 2 episodes back, that she is the doctor that was working with him that disappeared that same day in the explosion of before the first great collapse. So, after the great collapse when they was, you know, researching it. So, again, I gotta just state that real quick, that something is shady about the relationship. Because he was doing the same thing. He was leaving his daughter at home with his wife when he was working all day, and she was doing the same thing. And, you know, to leave your spouse at home with the kids all day and you being at work all day, I mean, if you're a workaholic, maybe, yeah. But other than that, it seems kind of fishy. But, let's rewind real quick and let's go back to how this all starts. We have Katetsu's girlfriend, the biker chick. It's not stated if they're boyfriend or girlfriend yet, but we always see them together, and a lot of times they hang out together alone, so I'm just gonna state that they're boyfriend and girlfriend. But we see her, and she brings this new girl, I believe her name is Liz. And they're the only two from Guardian State that came to join Shihiro in his new plan to attack Chaos, because he got some information from Hara about what, you know, they're planning or whatever, and he's explaining And we have also ducks in this episode. She explains as well that out of their 6 generators, 5 of them are connected. The 6th one has not connected yet. And they find out where that 6th one may be. And as we've seen in the beginning of the episode, it is in this theater place which is being built for Kirk, the Musician of Death. So that was a pretty interesting start off for the episode. Then we get some dialogue later on from, them discussing their battle plan and whatever. We switch over to Chaos side, and we see Chaos, discussing their plan. And June and his assistant, Haru, were supposed to guard one of the reactors. But this reactor is not close to the theater, so basically June was upset that he couldn't, fight Chihiro again. And you see Yuri's dad just points his staff in his neck and says, "Don't make me dispose of you too." So it seems that Yuri's dad is the type of person that if you're useless to him, he'll discard you. That's the type of person that he is. Now either he went that way after he lost Chihiro's mother in that accident, or he's always been this kind of creepy jerk. But June was really upset. And we see that one guy again, which I'm not sure if his name was dropped or not. I keep trying to look for it, but I can't. The dude with the bandages and the scars and the tattoos on him. They have the hood. Lately, we've been seeing more of him, but his name hasn't been dropped yet. But I have a feeling he's going to be a big player later on down the road, because we know that the heroes of the Bloodline Heroics, they have decks, or ducks. Or decks. I'm calling decks. They have decks. They have her, the blonde haired chick with the gold mask, guiding her. The whole group. So Chaos seems to have this guy guiding them. So it's kind of weird. But later on we get this weird scene where June is upset that he can't fight Chihiro, and he passes by Yuri, and he says something to Yuri about, "This is all your fault. I should have used you to kill him in the garden," and stuff like that. And then he gets upset more and just walks away. And then Haru grabs Yuri and slams her against the wall and be like, "You should help us kill him. He's the enemy. You know how June feels. This is important to him," and stuff like that. But she doesn't reply. And then she goes from having a sad looking face to an angry looking face, looking at him. Then we cut over to nighttime, and this is when the episode really pops off, because this is the halfway point right here, where we see June's men are being the so-called guards of the staff for that event that night on the theater. And when they was going to leave, so they won't be affected by the the machinery, Kirk comes out of nowhere and turns them into monsters anyway. Which, when I saw that, I'm like, ooh, June's not gonna like that his men are being, targeted like that. That's 3 of his men gone right there. But yeah, they turn into creatures and they intercept the invasion of Chihiro and his group, and they toughen and they duking it out with them and stuff. And out of nowhere, Haru comes out and punches Chihiro in the face and sends him flying. Which I kind of find weird that he was able to do that, because Chihiro's got really good swordsmanship and sensory, so that was kind of weird. But we found out between that fight that this thing that was Chihiro was not really Chihiro. It was actually a familiar of Liz that she brung and transformed into Chihiro. And Chihiro was really sneaking around the theater, and he did a sneak attack to kill Kurt. But unfortunately, June was there, and he popped up. And he blocked that attack, and they fighting. They going back and forth. So, whatever. And, I mean, June got probably one good hitting on the stomach, but that's about it. All his other attacks are either being dodged or blocked. Because Chihiro wasn't really focused on fighting him. He was trying to hurry up and kill Kirk, who was the main star of the, of the villains for this series so far. And I have to admit, Kirk, he is extremely powerful. I believe I said this in my last review last week, but he is too OP. The fact that his familiar has that that red scythe that can strike you from anywhere as long as she can see you, that's pretty OP. I mean, basically, she can hit you and, like, unless you got, like, really good reflexes, you are going to get hit. And it is a scythe, so it's gonna be like a kill shot automatically for every hit. You know what I'm saying? So that's super hard to dodge. But, after the tuffling, Kirk intervenes, and he actually kills June. And then Haru learns of, sees this, and he gets upset. So he goes to attack Kirk. And Kirk, sent the scythe towards him, but Liz blocked it. And then Kirk was like, oh, it's beautiful when someone sacrificed themselves for you. But do you know what's more beautiful? When the two lovers die together, and he snaps his fingers, and the scythe that's impaled in June extends and also impales Haru. And they both died. So we got a total of 3 deaths in this character. 3 main characters' deaths, anyway. Because their plan succeeded of chaos, and they actually turned all the humans into this one giant-sized, powerful, demonic creature that they had to fight. But June, seeing, all these people die, got really upset, and his power just went to like a whole new level. And he was dominating that creature, and he killed it. He tried to kill Kirk, but Kirk went away and said something about next time we'll finish this with a beautiful death melody, whatever. And then we see Mara. She's in, inside the with the theater, and she said something about, Dukes, did you see this? I have the greatest accomplishment for today. And she's holding like this red butterfly made of blood aura, which is kind of weird. And I'm like, but you ain't do nothing. So like, what is she talking about? That was kind of confusion, but it is what it is. And then, basically that was when we get the ending of the part, which I already spoke about, which is Yuri's dad begging his daughter for help. And that's where the episode ends. And again, I can't stress it enough, Yuri's dad, like, something's up with that dude. Like, his relationship with Shihiro's mother had to be way more than just co-workers. I can't stress that enough. I don't believe, like, this is supposed to be an action, fantasy, romance anime, so. But yeah, again, that dude is super crazy and super fishy, and something up with him. And this chick, his daughter, something up with her too. So, I mean, we didn't even know that he had another daughter. We thought his only child was Yuri, but I guess we're wrong. Unless, like I said earlier, she was, engineered and not really born. But yeah, tell me what you thought of this episode. Tell me if you liked it, what you hated, what you expect, what you're looking for next week. And if you don't like it, tell me what you don't like and what you was expecting and what happened. And like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share with your family and friends, and leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions below. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.